Hi, guys. Welcome back to Delusional Diaries Podcast. I'm Hallie.
And I'm Jazz, and we're recording back to back because we're going to Amsterdam.
Yes. So we are batch recording 2 episodes. So if you are like, why are you in the same episode or in the same outfit as last episode? That's why I think that's pretty much common sense. But, you know, I wanted to show you this actually.
Okay.
I was waiting. It's not that big of a deal or anything, but I know you were having like a little bit. I personally have never had my dogs have any separation anxiety.
Oh my God.
What?
It's so sad.
That you don't have fits?
It's so, no. Yes, it's sad. But, God. But Frank is not eating.
Because he's sad?
He has not ate since the day before I got home.
That's sad.
Like, he literally won't touch his food. Fitz is in Arizona with my grandparents. I took him there last week because I didn't want to fly with 2 dogs home for Christmas, and I was already going to see my grandparents. So I brought him there. Oh my God, Frank is depressed. He's literally devastated. Maybe if he could hang out with Finley and Oswald today.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
well, they'll be at the dog sitter together, so I'm sure they'll have
that'll be good. Like,
yeah.
Once, but he's just, he needs to eat.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I know you had some issues with Fitz having like separation anxiety. When you would crate him, he would like cry and stuff. My parents are having like a similar issue.
Oh.
I feel like my dog's like, I feel like Finley was always just chilling, and then my dogs have each other now, so that like
she's like an independent queen.
Yeah, she's definitely like, leave me alone. So
like Fitz is like, where is everybody?
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I've never personally had that issue. Like, I don't know, but my parents just rescued a dog. I posted about her. Her name is Fiona. She's so cute. She's adorable. She has like blue eyes. I've never met her, but she's like a mutt. Like she's like a Irish wolfhound kind of looking dog, a terrier, whatever. She's like kind of more wiry hair.
Gorgeous eyes though.
But she's like got really blue eyes.
Insert a picture.
Yeah, I'll put a photo of her. Well, I'm going to put a photo of her because that was pissing my pants. So my parents left her they got her like maybe a month or 2 ago, and they went just for like a Friday night and Saturday day, and then came back Sunday to go visit my brother at his college a couple hours away. So they had somebody come stay with the dog. But like obviously that lady was not at the house the entire time. Like she stayed the night and everything, but she like left for a couple hours during the day to like not be there. And so my parents have her crated. This is the most insane crate I've ever seen in my life. It is like, it's like the most heavy duty looking like jail cell ass shit. And like, they are like, no matter what we do, she will somehow like be able to knock it over to bite. Like she like just chews through everything. So like she can't get out of the crate, but she will hit it over to like be able to then get near the door and chew the door handle off or like whatever. So while they were gone, they have like a camera on her, whatever. The lady had left and they were on their way back. And as they were driving back, she had knocked the pan out of the bottom, and she had chewed through the entire floor down,
That's what happened to
down
Fitz.
to the floorboard.
That's what Fitz did.
Yeah, like insert photo. Like crazy. It's a big ass patch. And my parents are just like, whatever. And she's like, looks so funny after. I was like, she just literally like.
She's like, that wasn't me.
Yeah. My parents are like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. But some dogs just like have to like work through that.
If you guys have any recommendations, my parents have been taking her to the vet. They got her like Prozac for dogs or whatever. They hadn't I don't know.
Probably on gabapentin.
No, literally, I don't know. It's something like that. I don't think it was gabapentin, but it was called something else because I heard them. And my parents will try like anything.
Yeah.
But they didn't give her it when they were. I don't know why. I don't know. My mom's like, we're dosing her this weekend, whatever. My dad's home most of the day because my dad works from home. My mom, goes out, like she teaches during the day. But she's not even alone that much. But yeah, if you guys have any recommendations of literally anything, I think my dogs or my parents are even considering like CBD, like anything that you think has helped your dog calm them, let me know and I'll tell my parents because
just took time with Fitz.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like that's like, I think I mentioned it before. It's like why I took Fitz to Arizona because I was about to get kicked out of my apartment building because Fitz literally could not be alone.
Yeah.
But he learned to cry it out in Arizona, and now he's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll get there. I also like wonder if having a second dog would help, but my parents are like, obviously, like, not like, oh, let's get another one, like whatever. Yeah. I do wonder. Yeah, I don't know because she was rescued. They like found her on the street in Dallas or something. I don't know how she got to Virginia, but I'm like wondering if maybe she was like abused in the past or something, and that contributes to like why she has so much anxiety and like separation issues and what I don't know.
But it's also just I'm sure like with like being so many different places and being like in different environments, like, oh, are they coming back?
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
like she's been like left and abandoned.
I know. But she doesn't have
I'm like, abandonment issues. That's so crazy.
Literally.
I'm like, just tell her you love her.
Oh my God. No, but like when my parents FaceTime me all the time, like she has no issues when they're there at all. Like she is the most comfortable. She's like laying on her stomach, like vibing on their couch, does not give a fuck. It's literally just when they're gone. So obviously that's been a little bit rough, but yeah. Oh, also one more thing I wanted to say. This is completely off topic and random, but Outer Banks. I've been seeing all the drama on TikTok. I watched the season. I didn't see the drama on TikTok till after I had finished the season. I like personally, like, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't, like, whatever, you don't know, just skip forward. But the show honestly needed to end like last season. It's kind of one of those shows that's being
Last season is the last season I watched.
Yeah. This one, it's just kind of like, you're just like, what? Like everybody has a dad that's like not actually their dad. And it's just like, come on.
Like me and Corey.
Literally. It's just like, it keeps going where you're just like, what are these like they're just pulling these plot lines out of their ass at this point. And it is like, I thought it was such a good show. Like I think the first like
so good.
3 seasons I think were amazing. I just think it's one of those shows that is getting dragged along where it's like, it's just what's happening is very confusing. I kind of was like half paying attention to the whole season, but the last episode, JJ dies. And it was kind of one of those where you're like, wait, is he like gonna come back to life like everybody else in this entire show has?
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, they buried him in the ground. Like he is dead. Like there's no like coming back unless it was like they added ghosts and spiritual elements to the show. So it was kind of like, oh. And then I go on TikTok and I just kind of thought like, oh, maybe that was always supposed to happen. And then everyone on TikTok is saying it's not supposed to happen. Apparently there were stunt doubles for him and Madison Bailey, who's the Kiara, who's his love interest in the show. It's like they were stunt doubles for them to even hug. And it's like so wild. And people are saying, which I don't want to feed into because the girlfriend has no, like, I don't think social media where it's fucked up to like be like, the
it's
girlfriend,
her fault.
Yeah, it's her fault. And if it's really not, and this is just a rumor, like I feel bad for this girl, okay? So like, I'm not hating on her. But people are saying like the girlfriend's wildly uncomfortable with it. Like Rudy Pankow or whatever couldn't be professional. So he has to be killed off. I do think like.
He's from Alaska.
She is?
He is.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Anchorage or something?
No, somewhere else. But I'm 99% sure he is.
Wait, wow.
Yeah, something about it.
That's cool.
I hope I'm not wrong.
Love an Alaska King. But I do think it is, like, I don't think that was always supposed to happen in the show. It did feel very random and forced, like, kind of like, what?
Ketchikan. He's from Ketchikan.
Oh, okay. I don't know where that is, obviously. But
You're different part of Alaska? But sorry, go ahead.
No, I just think, like, it is wild because, one, I just think, like, if anything, don't kill him off of the show. Why? Like, Kiara, is Kiara? Key. I'll call her Key. Her and JJ, like, genuinely didn't need to date. Like, there was just no, like, she was dating Pope at one point, kind of, like, whatever. And then it just got
I love
forced,
a homie
like,
hopper.
Exactly. It's just, I think that they were, like, forcing too hard everybody to have a girlfriend.
They were saying, I wasn't reading. Who am I kidding? I saw a TikTok where they were saying that he was shipping them so hard after the first couple seasons that they had to put them together.
Okay. I mean, I guess I get that. I just think, like, they didn't need to be together personally. And, like, I think they could have just kept him on the show. And, like, I think the show was cute when everybody was just friends. Like, I liked that. I didn't really, Madeline Klein and
Jay Stokes.
What are their names in the show? Sarah Cameron and John B. Why could I not? They're the main characters. John B. I liked them together, and I thought that made sense. And I think that was like kind of pulling the group together, and like I liked that vibe. But I just think everybody having the girlfriend and boyfriend, like Jay and Key, the Cleo and Pope, like it didn't need to all be like that. It became like a dating show. It was weird, and I just think that was all bizarre. I don't know. I would love to know the inside tea if
I would love to know as well. I'm also just like, you're actors and actresses. Like, it's literally your job.
And
like,
they never
getting a stunt double is crazy. Like, who even allowed that? I'm sorry. Like, what? Like, you can't do your job today?
It's a hug. I know. And Madeline Klein and Chase Stokes dated in real life.
He has
a new.
Shit.
I don't know if Madeline Klein's with anybody, but he has a like very serious relationship with Kelsey Ballerini, and they are still doing the job and like whatever.
And they're still showing chemistry.
Yeah, they're giving, and like they're being professional. I just think it's bizarre. Like to my knowledge and anybody's knowledge, like Rudy Pankow and Madison Bailey have never dated. Like, and she has
a girlfriend.
She has a girlfriend. Like, she's not even interested in him, to my knowledge. Like, maybe she's bi. I don't know, but it's like,
huh?
It's just all weird if that's like really true, and like they can't be professional about that. I think that's really bizarre, and I do wonder if that like really affects your reputation within like the industry. I don't know. That's just
like
a bad
weird choices. I feel like
So anyway, that's the Outer Banks tea. Not really, but
like yeah. Okay, did you see that they're gonna start for certain airlines when you're boarding a plane? If you know, like, oh, group 3, and then people will go up early. If you're not actually group 3, your thing will like flash and say it's wrong, and it will like out loud say, "Please wait till your boarding group's actually called."
Oh,
they're trying to like embarrass people so they don't board their own group.
It's kind of real.
No, I love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I've personally never like tried to board when it's not my boarding group.
Me neither. People always do, and I'm like, it's not your turn. Like, this system is literally in place for a reason. Like, why are we not following it?
Airport etiquette. I do think though, like the way airlines board everything is fucking weird. Like, I think you should board from the back of the plane forward, because it makes no sense like when there's a person in like middle seats everywhere and then you're like excuse me, and you're like pushing through. I don't like that. Or board everybody on the windows first or something. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I love having status and getting to board sooner.
Why do you want to get on the plane sooner? It makes no sense.
Because first of all, I want to make sure my carry-on bag has space. I don't want to fucking check that shit. I brought it as a carry-on for a reason.
Okay.
So like that matters to me. Also, like, I like to get like settled in my area, and I always have a window, so I like to like be there and feel good about it. Okay,
but if you're sitting in the middle to have to get up for somebody to get in and like move around and you have your bag already tucked under the seat, I don't think that makes any sense. Like, board the windows first or something. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense.
Well, you board in your group based off like what you paid for your seat.
Yeah, I guess, but I just don't think there's any benefit besides the carry-on, I guess. But if they were to ensure that your carry-on would get on, I just think it makes no sense. Like, who needs to get on the plane sooner? I'm happy to be the last person on the plane. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's not going to get you there any faster. It makes zero difference.
I just like to be able to board when I want to board. But I think embarrassment is a great way
You are the last. Oh, no. You were. I've been with you so many times where you're like, I don't give a fuck. We were always the last person on the plane.
Only if I don't have a carry-on. Or it always depends on my priorities that day. If I want to eat oatmeal in the lounge and like that may make me like a little bit later on the plane, I'm going to eat my oatmeal in the lounge because I value my oatmeal.
Okay.
But if I've already ate and I'm full and I can get to board, like I will happily sit my ass down on the plane.
I don't want to sit on the plane for extra time. Like, I'm happy to be the last person.
But you hate planes.
You don't like sitting on a plane.
I love a plane.
You like sitting there for a bajillion hours.
I love a plane.
You do not like sitting there.
I do.
Nobody likes sitting there with crammed ass legs.
Snacks and movies and my squishmallow and my blanket and my bestie to rest on, I feel great. No. And Wi-Fi? I love a plane.
Sitting on the plane for an hour before it takes off is no fun. Nobody likes that.
An hour?
By the time you sit, it's always an hour. By the time you sit there,
that is so dramatic.
By the time you sit there, they finish the boarding and then you wait to take off. It is easily 45 minutes to an hour almost every time.
I'm going to leave it around 30.
No, there's no way. 30 would be quick. There's no way in hell.
I guess I just take quicker flights.
Okay. We're on the same a lot, but...
you also always think everything's longer than it actually is.
No, that's not true. I bet... comment down below. What do you think?
Sorry,
right. If this is my phone.
It's the phone. Either way, I think it's a great new feature I'm excited to have. And American's the first airline doing it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think they should. Like... airport etiquette is just lost on so many people. It's truly insane. Like, nothing truly, like we've talked about this before, which I want to punch somebody if they stand up and try to move past you when they're in the aisle behind you.
So rude.
Unless, like, if you are clearly, like, if you say to me, like, very nice, like, even if you lie, honestly. Like, hey, I have a connection in 20 minutes. Could I please
go?
Oh, my God, of course.
Abso-friggin-lutely.
Yeah. The standing and gathering around
but if you just...
baggage. No.
Ew.
I know.
God. Like, get a row up front.
I know. Yeah, we've talked about that before, so we don't need to harp on it. But
really it irritates me. A guy literally was such in a rush behind me, like my flight coming home. He took his bag down as I'm still gathering my stuff because I'm in front of him, and he hits me on my back with his suitcase. I have a bruise.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he's like, I'm like, my headphones on.
It just makes no sense.
God.
Unless, like, I guess if you have a carry-on and you can just run out of there and you don't have to wait for a bag, like...
But you literally can't move because I'm literally in front of you.
It also just, it's really not going to make any difference. Like, the 1-2 minutes, like, it just really doesn't make a difference.
It drives me insane. Airports, whatever.
Yeah.
Would you rather cheat or be cheated on?
having social media easily be cheated on because I think like you get so much shit for cheating on somebody. So I think like you're a victim if you get cheated on. So like I think I would never do. I personally just would never cheat on somebody.
I
like,
don't need a disclaimer.
I know.
I'm not a cop.
I'm saying moral wise, like I literally couldn't just because I would just if I felt the need to cheat on somebody, I would just break up with them, and I would personally not want to be in a relationship where I like potentially wanted to cheat on that person.
Yeah.
So like I would rather be blindsided, I guess, and get cheated on, just because I think that's like, I don't know.
Yeah. If you didn't have social media, it's still the same answer?
Yeah, I mean, easily social media like confirms it, but like either way, like if I didn't have social media like that and like people wouldn't know either way, I still would like probably rather be cheated on.
Same.
I think it teaches you lessons too and like gives you a lot of like red flags to look out for and like
yeah, and like just breaks your trust and
yeah. You would rather get cheated on?
100%.
Okay, why? Just
because I hate a cheater. I hate a cheater, and I know I could hate someone if they did it, and I don't think if I would hate myself so much more if I did it.
Okay.
And I'd question myself as a person. It's like I've always been such like a cheater hater because like, you know, my trauma. So like I just it'd be so easy for me to end it if I was cheated on because like I'm such a cheater hater.
Yeah, I think I think my hardest thing with like my breakup with Reed was like it didn't make sense to me because I was like I still love him, like we had no problems, like I don't understand this. So it made it like really like, I kept saying that I was like, I wish he cheated on me or something because I guess I could just
make it
hate
easier.
him. Like I wish it would just be so much easier to just hate him and move on from it. So I do think like it would give you some more because I felt I had no closure with our breakup. And I think that it would make it easier if he had like cheated on me or something and I could have been like, oh, hate him, done, you know?
Yeah.
Even though I'm sure people will tell me I should never have forgiven him, whatever, you know, da-da-da-da-da. But that's just my personal experience.
Yeah.
Also was pissing my pants. It's like the year anniversary of our breakup, like around like right now. And I was like going through just like my photos from like it was just like my memory popped up. It was like a year ago. And I was pissing my pants. It was a screenshot from Reed of a text. And it was like, these were the best months of my life. Like, I'm so sorry I'm feeling this way. Like, I love you, but like I can't like do this right now. I hope I see you again at some time in this life. The fucking drama. I hope I see you again in this life. Like reading
As if
that.
you're not on every fucking For You page ever.
Like, well, I just like he met like in person.
I know,
obviously,
I'm kidding.
but it was just funny because I'm like sitting there like he's like sitting across from me on the couch, like I'm sitting there like in the apartment that where both our names are on this lease, like whatever, and just like I'm thinking about a year ago when I read that, I was like, if I died, this man will never come to my funeral. Like thinking that in my head.
Hallie would literally call me and be like, so like if Reed died tomorrow, like do you think I would like get an invite to his funeral? Like I'm like, this is what we're thinking about.
No, I literally would think I would say shit like that. And it's just so funny that like to read that and think of the way I was feeling then and then like be obviously in the position I'm in now. It's just like really funny.
Yeah.
I was like reading that text to Reed. He was laughing so hard. Oh my God.
What a time.
Yeah. People will be like, it's not funny, like whatever. I think you got to find some humor in it. And you know what? Like we've really moved past it and it's really okay. Like I'm all good.
Yeah. What's maid of honor speech mean?
Oh, I was just going to say, I literally think about your maid of honor speech, like my maid of honor speech that I have to give at your wedding, like once a day. And I get like nervous. Like I am literally like, it's not the speaking in front of people. Like I don't have a problem with that really. It's for me like what if it just isn't hitting? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what if you're like, this is good. And then, you know, when like people just eat you, like, I don't want somebody who wanted to eat me up on Kevin's side where they're like making everybody cry. And then it's just like, I'm sitting there like, okay. You know, it's like, how do I fucking follow that? And it's like, what if you like tell a joke and you're like, this is funny, you know? And then it's like when comedians do that and then like nobody laughs or something, it just doesn't land. Like, I genuinely don't think I could recover from that. If I'm like, and then I'm like sitting there like, okay. And then have to keep reading the rest of the speech. Like, it just, that shit makes me
Have you thought
so
about
nervous.
what you're going to say?
Yes, like a little bit, but then I'm just like, also like, is that good? Like, I'm like, oh, every time I like think of, I'm like, oh, that's not really good enough. Like, I'm just like, I overthink it too much. Like, it genuinely makes me so nervous. And I just am like, also because in my head, you were like, oh, it's only going to be, like originally you were like, it's only going to be at the welcome party. So okay, I think I have a more niche group where it's like, I can make these people laugh. Now it's like,
So guys, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but we weren't going to do speeches at the wedding. We were going to do speeches at the welcome party the day before, which is like 60 people. I have since changed my mind and decided we are going to do a couple speeches at the actual wedding, including Hallie's. And so now that's like closer to like 220.
It's not even like,
but it's a different group of people. Like it's
Yeah.
all also like it's like
random people. So it's like you have to appeal to everybody, not just like a smaller group. And it's just like, what if it's not funny? Like, I don't know. I like don't know if I could recover from that.
Yeah.
So
well, time's a ticking.
yeah. I mean, well, I have some time, but I'm just like, oh, I just think about it a lot. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah.
I've been working on picking out linens for the wedding, which is the most I thought it'd be a very unfun thing to do, but I'm actually very much enjoying it. Like linens for like picking your napkins and like the tablecloths and the silverware and the plates and all that kind of stuff.
Cute.
Things I thought I really wouldn't give a shit about, but the more money I spend, the more money I actually kind of give a shit about.
Yeah.
The more I give a shit about it. So.
Well, no, if I was spending that much money, I'd be like, the plate is going to be whatever fucking color I want the plate to be.
So I've been working on like design and stuff with the wedding planner, which is fun. And she ordered me a bunch of samples of stuff that should get here like this week or next. So that's really exciting. Being able to kind of see it like come to life, like what it's going to look like. So
when do you do like the cake closer?
Yeah, I asked Kevin last. I was like, "What kind of wedding cake would you want?" And he's like, "Key lime pie." I'm like, "That's not cake." I'm also like, "I hate key lime pie. I just make it for you."
You could have like a key lime pie on the side.
No, we're not. We're gonna have like a dessert bar, like but we need like an actual wedding cake. You know?
Yeah, to like cut and stuff.
Yeah, and to like freeze it and eat it like on your anniversary. You know, I care about that kind of thing. So figure that out closer. But I did schedule our like tasting for the food for the wedding in January.
That's fun.
So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Do you have to go there?
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's not that far.
No. So I'm excited, looking forward to things, and yeah, I picked out some cool plates.
What is sex regrets?
People asked about that on the Instagram.
Like what?
It was like if we regret being in the streets, or like if we regret people we had sex with.
I mean, like objectively, I guess I could look back and be like, oh,
I could have done without that.
He wasn't really giving, but I never like really had like a terrible time. I was always like vibing. It was like funny, even if it was like not even good. It was just kind of funny. Like
my thing is, I'm just not a regretful person. Like as a whole. I'm like, I genuinely feel like every small decision I make, like, gets you to where you currently are, you know? So, like, if I could, like, go back and, like, remove a few without it affecting anything to where I currently am, would I? Probably. Maybe. But also, like, I was vibing.
Yeah. Like, the sex was never even really giving for me.
It's not even about that. It's just, like,
99% of the time.
Yeah. 100%. Like, well, also, I feel like you have to have sex with people, like, I mean, a person, like, multiple times, like, actually a decent amount of time to like really get your vibes.
Yeah, I just think like personally for me, like I would never have an orgasm if I was not like so comfortable with somebody, and like I never really was like that comfortable with anyone. Like I don't know. So I just like I don't know. I just was vibing. It was funny. It was fun.
Yeah, no, same. Have you ever people also asked all the work that we've had done and what we regret, if anything.
Oh. I've gotten under eye filler. I didn't regret it at the time. I still don't regret it. I honestly think it looked amazing. I just think when it started to, it was like migrating up to the surface. Yeah. So it was giving me a weird line. So I just got it dissolved. Like, I know people are like, oh, whatever, it stays in your face, but, like, I just dissolved it. Like, and if there is still a little bit left, it's not bothering me. It's, like, anywhere I can see it. So, like, I don't know, I think it's pretty easy to dissolve. So I'm not saying I, like, highly recommend people to. I wouldn't honestly recommend anybody to get it just because I think it's work down the road. But I don't regret it necessarily. I've gotten lip filler. Don't regret that at all. I dissolved a good amount of it, but I definitely still have some.
I like the amount you have now.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I will always have a little bit of lip filler. It looks better. My lips are quite naturally thin, and, like, I just need a little bit of volume, like half a syringe every, like, year or so. Good to go. I haven't got lip filler in over a year, but, yeah. I've gotten the chin lipo, obviously. I talked about that. Love it. Best decision ever. I think that combined with less drinking like crazy or whatever, like made my face is a completely different shape than it used to be. It is crazy.
Whenever our memories pop up, we're like, oh
no,
my
I
God.
look completely different. I do. I also think that the combination of less drinking, I still drink a good amount, but just nothing like I used to, where I was like swollen as fuck. The chin lipo, and then honestly, masseter Botox, I think made a huge difference as well in like
shaping your
my
face. Yeah.
So I think the combination of those three, 10 out of 10 recommend if you have a similar whatever. I've gotten obviously like forehead Botox. It probably needs more. That's it. I've only ever like touched. Yeah. I would do other things if other things arise. I'm not against anything. At the moment.
I think it's so clear we're not against anything.
Yeah.
Botox, lip filler. I haven't got lip filler or Botox in like a very long time.
Yeah.
My face used to not move at all. And I genuinely used to love it. Like I literally I rode for like how frozen my face was.
It would look really good. There would be like a week though where it was scary.
It was scary, for sure. There's this one specific video where we're going into the bar. The bar's closed and you're using the sound. Guys,
it was actually from Frozen, which is funny.
No, it was a Frozen sound. Oh my God. It had just kicked in probably that morning.
Yeah.
Like my face is not even just frozen. Like it's like it was a crack open frozen. Like it's so bad.
Like you can tell she's trying so hard to make an emotion like in her face. And the only thing that's moving is her lips. It's like the Kim Kardashian like crying shit, but like, oh my God.
No, it's the funniest video ever to me.
It's so funny.
Like I genuinely loved it at the time.
But I always thought it looked good. It would just be like when it would kick in like for that week, it was like a little bit scary.
Way rough.
But I think it looked good on that. But you also don't need it.
I also just like I stopped going because like I got busy and I just didn't make it a priority. I just like don't really care that much. And like I do want to get it again, but like I don't want to be as frozen as I previously was. I do like having some emotion and movement. I think I used to like get frozen so much because I didn't have emotions or I didn't want to express them. And like now because before it was like, I don't need my face to be frowning. Like I'm so upset and depressed, you know?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, good. It's like, oh, I don't mind having expressions in my face that like show I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I like Botox like I still can like move my eyebrows up and stuff like that, but I like just the creases. Like I don't want to.
I want these
like preventative.
Creases so gone.
Yeah, it's just like the settling of it. I don't love that over time. I think it's cute to just have a little preventative to like not have those deep settled lines.
Yeah, I'm honestly probably gonna get some in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
for my 28th birthday.
Just like a little sprinkle in your 11s.
Yeah. I've obviously had my nose done. I got my nose done on my 23rd birthday, fun fact, in Dallas, Texas, Dr. Toledo. Great guy. I will say, though, I got that cast off, and if I had a knife, I would have stabbed him with it because my nose looked so bad when my cast came off. That's what a lot of people said. But I didn't know this. Like, I mean, I knew people like said that happens, but I was like, it looked like the actual worst thing. I would have cut off my entire face.
Yeah.
It was terrible. But I love my nose now, and I'm happy I did it.
Yeah, it looks great. I would never know you had a nose job.
Thank you so much. Most people like don't know. I'm like, I talk about it all the time. Like, what do you mean?
I know. Really quick on nose jobs. I was just like remembering this the other day. Our friend Maddie got a nose job when she was 13.
She broke her nose, though.
No, she didn't.
She told me she did.
To my knowledge, she didn't. She said she always hated her nose, and she like.
No, she told me she broke it.
I don't know. We were talking about it at dinner the other day, and she was like, she like doesn't even have a photo of her old nose because she was 13.
She told me she broke it,
but I don't think that she did. I'm pretty sure that she didn't, but I could be wrong because we were just talking about it at dinner the other day. I was like, that's so crazy. It looks great though. Like you would never know that she had a nose job. Like she said that she did. Like I don't know. This is what she said because it was like, oh,
she told me she broke her nose.
That's so funny. Yeah, she did not break her nose. But because she said that, because I was like, oh, that's like a really risky thing to get your nose done when you're 13 because your nose is still developing. But 100%. She said they did testing on her and they told her that her nose was fully developed, which I don't know if that's true. I don't know how that works, but crazy. Anyway.
That's crazy. Also, I got my boobs done. Dr. Sterry, Upper East Side, my king. If I ever got any work done again, I would fully go to him. First of all, I love him. Like, as a person, I think he's great. Mm-hmm. I love his whole staff, his whole office, everybody there. And I also just had a great experience with my boobs. And I also got arm lipo and chin lipo. I got air sculpt. It is lipo, okay? Like it's basically lipo. It's just like faster recovery lipo is what they say. But went to Dr. Perkins at air sculpt and fantastic. Would absolutely freaking do it again. My arms especially. Like, I love my arms now, and I hated my arms before. Like if I didn't get it done when I got it done, I would have got it done before my wedding.
The arms,
Yeah.
the arm sculpt, the air sculpt
yeah.
on your arms. Yeah.
Nothing else I really could get done. But again, like I said, I would love to be under anesthesia. So if I think of something, I got LASIK if you want to count that.
That counts. It's not
but
really cosmetic, but
I don't wear glasses anymore.
I guess.
So, you know.
The LASIK was the grossest thing I've ever seen in my entire
I literally
life.
made Hallie watch because they put it on a screen.
She made me like take a video of it, and it's like
I needed the video.
It was truly the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I would have rather watched you get your boobs like shoved in you than the eyes. Like it really grossed me out.
Huh. Well, I can see like life is good.
No one laughed. Sorry. Like I texted last night and nobody responded. I thought this would be the funniest thing. I texted in our group chat with you, Keon, Maddie, and Carly, which is all the people we're going to Amsterdam with. And I was just kind of bored last night and I was like, oh, I just want to send something like funny in there. So I was like, I'm going to tell everyone that we're going to Madame.
Okay, to be honest, the reason why I didn't reply, I never actually opened the text. I saw like museum. I was like, I'm not going to that.
Okay, so like I was Googling like worst things you can do in Amsterdam. And like one of the things pops up is like Madame Tussauds. And then if you don't know, it's like the wax figures. They have it in like everywhere. It's the most basic, touristy, terrible shit. It's like they have like Barack Obama and Lady Gaga wax figures. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to like act like this is revolutionary and like send in the group chat like, hey, Reed and I are going to do Madame. Can you respond right now and be like, oh, I'll go.
Okay.
Be like, sorry, I just saw this, like, I'll go. So I sent in our group chat, I was like, hey, like, if anybody wants, like, Reed and I are going to do this museum. It looks amazing. Like, if anybody wants to come. Nobody responded to my Madame Tussauds. I'm like, okay. Like, I thought somebody would be like, bitch, that's so lame or something, you know? Like.
No, I just saw museum, like, in the preview text, and I was like, I'm not doing this.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Not a big
I'm not going to.
Person. Maddie just replied back to me. She goes, when did I tell you that? I tell that people I'm not close with. I'm like, she told me for that forever, like, when we first met.
Oh,
that's her. What she says to people. She's like when she like.
Okay, maybe we need to cut that. But
I'll
I'm
ask
like,
her. But like,
yeah, but she's made TikToks about it to my knowledge. Like, I'm pretty sure she posted that she was 13. Maybe.
But the reason one of the first few times we hung out, I told her about mine, and she's like, oh my god, like I broke my nose and I got mine done too.
That's so funny. But it looks great. Like
No, for sure.
I would never judge. Like if it looks good, like and you're not botched, like go for it. Do whatever you want.
That's so funny though. I've like been telling everyone that she broke her nose.
That's so funny.
Guys, I also think I mentioned it in the last podcast that my anxiety has gotten so terrible that I was getting back on new anxiety medication, and I did actually follow through with that.
Wow.
So I'm very proud of myself. I'm picking it up today. I had an appointment. It was great.
You and my parents' dog. Swinging them.
Go best friend. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to be chilling.
No, that's so exciting. So glad. Has anyone on their For You page seen this? I keep seeing it all the time. It is like a scam. It's so clear to me, but I think there's a lot of people who genuinely believe it and fall for it. It'll be like.
I saw one.
It'll be photos on my For You page, and it'll be like, it'll be like this really cute little, like not little, but like a cute girl who's like 20 or something, and it'll be like a photo of her. It's like, I worked for a super rich Swedish family. I was their au pair, and like it's like a photo with text over it, and it'll be like, here are the things I learned from them, that like wellness things that made their life better. And it'll be like swipes, and it'll be like kind of tips almost. It'll be like, oh, like they do this stretch, like, you know, whatever, every morning, and it like rejuvenates them, and it's all these things, and you keep swiping, and you're kind of like, I'm almost like falling for it a little bit. I'm like, oh, period, like whatever, and then it'll get to like whatever, it'll be like, they use this shampoo to grow their hair longer, like whatever, it's linked on my Amazon storefront. And it literally gets people to go to their Amazon storefront and buy this shampoo it's not true at all. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're just bullshitting, making that up. Or I'll see the same things with like, my sister has cancer and it's fucked up.
I've seen, the one that I've seen was, your life isn't over if you have to restart. I got divorced and now I have, like when you have exchange students that come and stay with me, like they're my new family, and it's like I'm like, so I'm through. She's like, I love being able to cook with them and learn things and all this stuff. It's like, and I also use this essential oil.
Oh yeah. It'll be an essential oil. It's always some kind of like whatever. Like the cancer one is like, here's how I grew my hair back after shaving my head for my sister's cancer.
Yeah,
and it's like, I know there are people that believe it because, I mean, old people fall for the stupidest things you've ever seen.
It's so sad.
And so that is, like, pretty honestly, like, a well-done, like, scam.
Yeah.
But it's, like, because, like, I almost would fall for it if I didn't, like, whatever. So I'm sure there are old people like, wow, you know what? That grow their hair? Oh, my God. I'm going to buy that.
Have you seen people, like our age who, like, I've made videos, like, oh, like, made videos like about like fell for a scam at work, and it was like them getting an email from someone else and they had to go buy gift cards for their boss.
This girl I know, I'm friends with her, whatever. I love her to death. She is the most, like, gullible person I've ever met. I would pull April Fools on her all the time. Like, she just is gullible in the nicest. She is the most, like, optimistic, sweetest heart kind of person.
Yeah.
And yeah, she got a text. Basically, somebody had gone on her LinkedIn, and it was very well done, but I will say it kind of is like, girl. So, like, they went on her LinkedIn and they found her, like, boss's name.
Yeah.
So they text her from a random number, hey, this is your boss. And it wasn't a boss she talked to every day. So she did, like, kind of like think, oh God, like, he must really need something. So he's like, I need you to go to the store right now and buy me Google Play gift cards.
Yeah.
Right there, Google Play. Why does he need that? So she goes to the store, and he needed $1,000 of Google Play gift cards. So she goes to the store, she's checking out, and she goes and gets $1,000 of Google Play. They go, I'm sorry, we can only sell you $500 of Google Play because this is a common scam. This lady at checkout tells her it's a common scam that happens. So we're not allowed to sell more than 500.
Yeah.
Like, it's capped. Like, you'll have to go to a different store. So she's like, oh, okay, yeah, my boss needs them though. It's not a scam. She buys them, goes to the next store, buys them again. The person says the same thing to her, like, oh, we can actually only sell you $250 because this is a common scam. She buys the $250 after she's checked out. She's kind of sitting there like,
maybe
this might be a scam. So she, like, contacts her boss, like, hey, did you need these Google Play gift cards, like, whatever? They're like, no. What? And then she's, like, texting also the person that's her boss that, like, texted her, like, whatever, that's, like, the scammer. And they're like, send me the PIN now. And then she's kind of realizing, like, and there's nothing, she doesn't have an Android. There's nothing she can do with these Google Play gift cards. So she literally has $750 of Google Play gift cards to this day.
Oh, that sucks.
And I feel really bad for her, yeah.
Damn.
But yes.
That's happened to a lot of people
It
for a
is.
hot minute. So
you got to be careful. I get Amazon texts all the time where it'll be like,
same.
Amazon delivery, and you literally think like, well, I have an Amazon, because everybody always has a fucking Amazon delivery coming, and you almost want to click it. And
the
it's
thing
like,
is, that's where I do really appreciate being chronically online.
Yeah.
Because whenever there's any new type of like scam or things people are falling for, like I know about it very quickly. I feel like because I'm so chronically online.
Yeah.
And I've saved myself from being chronically online.
I feel like I'm always just very skeptical of everything, almost in like a I don't even know. I remember when I was like, I would always be like this, just with everything, with like safety, with everything. I would always be very much like, this person has bad intentions. Like I would always think that. And like sometimes to a point where it was like embarrassing on my end, because it would be like a normal person. And I'd be like, I don't know, I remember I'd watched the movie Taken for the first time when I was like 13. And I went to Model UN, which is like your parents don't go. It was like in Virginia Beach. And I had gone to stay at a hotel with like my friends. So it was just like me and my couple other 13-year-old dumbass friends. And we like went down to the lobby, and how the girl gets taken in Taken is a guy.
I feel like you're also extra skeptical because like your dad is your dad.
No, my dad's not like that. I could be like, Dad, do you think it's a good idea if I go to like Iran right now? My dad would be like, just like keep an eye out. Like my dad would not.
But I feel like I'm saying your dad in the sense that like you're skeptical, but also, like, you know your dad would save you.
I guess, but I don't know. But I remember in Taken, like, how the girl gets taken is the guy is like, oh, I want to bring you to this party. What's your phone number? So he gets her phone number, and then, like, he knows where she's staying, and he ends up, like, whatever. And so we, like, go down in the lobby of the Model UN, and it's a bunch of other, like, middle schoolers from Virginia, whatever. And I remember this guy had come up to me and my friend group, and he's like, oh, we like want to hang out in a room tonight. Like, what's your Snapchat or what's your Kick or something? Like, we'll text, like, whatever. It was like some shit like that. And I literally, like, in front of everybody, like, all my friends are like, yeah, like, whatever. I like stand up, I was like, nobody's giving you their Kick. Like his dad is gonna come kidnap us. And I was like seriously saying that in front of him, like, whatever. And all my friends,
I just wanted to flirt with you.
They hated me. They were all like, fuck you.
I'd be like, you're not invited.
No, I know. I got kicked out. Like, whatever. I'm not kicked out, but whatever. And then I was like just sitting there the whole time. I'm like, he's gonna like, they're all gonna get taken. Like, I genuinely thought that. I was like, you guys are
that
dumb.
checks out.
Yeah. I got a little bit less like that as the years went on, but
yeah.
Do you believe in like right person, wrong time though?
No.
Because I don't think
No, I don't.
You can always say you're not ready for a relationship. I guess there are some circumstances where I really do think like you need to help yourself first. Like you are not ready for a relationship. And there are people that are like that.
But here's my thing. I think it goes back to my stance on like there's no such thing as soulmates. Like you could fall in love with like you could have like depending on like where your circumstances are, like where you're meeting someone, like you could find your person in other you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I don't believe. I think it's who you can make it work with for the long run. Like, I think it is like, because I think you can meet the most amazing person ever in fucking Japan. And you're like, I love this person, but they're like, I'm staying here and I live in Japan. And you're like, well, I'm staying here and I am living in America and I don't want to do long distance. And you're like, they were the most amazing person ever, but like, we can't.
That wasn't your person.
And you just can't, even though that technically could be, it's just like,
but it's like, who are you going to make the effort to find out if they actually are your person?
Exactly. So I just think it depends. But I think like,
but I'm not a wrong person.
You can help yourself while also, I don't know, because on one hand, I'm like, you can help yourself and go to therapy.
I guess it depends on what the reason is for like wrong time.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I do think sometimes like it is like you need to love yourself and figure yourself out before you're able to be in a relationship with somebody else. But then at the same time, if you love somebody and you want to be with them and you're going to stop being with them just solely to like go fix yourself, it kind of feels like, why can't you do both at the same time? Like, it's kind of
I'm
both,
also
though.
like, what if that other person meets someone else in that time frame?
Yeah, I think it's circumstantial. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I don't personally believe in, like soulmates where it's like, this person was put on earth for you.
No.
Like, no.
Yeah.
You ended up meeting.
Yes, exactly. What are your thoughts or ideas on how to make it less awkward with your boyfriend's group of friends? Someone asked that.
How to make it less awkward with your boyfriend's group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
I do think your boyfriend's group of friends and who he surrounds himself with is very telling of him. Like if every single one of them are like rude or saying slurs or being cheaters or things like that, like I feel like I've experienced, not with Reed or anybody, like whatever, but like with a guy that I'm like, oh my God, he's so amazing. And then you like meet his friends and they're all like doing shit and you're like, oh, like you're like, well, that wasn't a nice thing to say. Or you're like, oh, he's cheating on his girlfriend right now, you know? It's like, that's so telling. Like that is such a red flag. I think like if you're, and I'm not saying, oh, if you don't agree with every single thing of your boyfriend's friends or like you have to think they're all perfect angels. Like I'm not saying that. I just think if it's very clear, like whatever, I don't know. I think that's a huge red flag, but I don't think it should be like horribly awkward with your boyfriend's friends. Like, I don't know. Like, what do you mean by that? Like hanging out with just them and him?
Yeah, it was just like how to make it less awkward, like when you like you're getting to know them and stuff. And it was a question.
I know I wasn't saying like I was just kind of using that as
okay.
like a whatever. I'm not saying her boyfriend's friends are like whatever, but I don't know. I think like the environment in which you meet them is like I would go to like a bar or something where it's like I think like a sit down dinner could be like maybe slightly awkward depending on like because you have to keep a conversation going. If there's like an activity where it's like you go to a bar and play pool, it's like not everybody has to be talking at every second because you can be like doing something else and or you I'm gonna go order a drink, I'm gonna go do this. Like at a sit down dinner where you're sitting across from somebody, it might be like it's like a date. You have to keep the conversation going and you can't stop. So I think like an activity of any sort, even like mini golf if you don't drink or like whatever, just something that's not like
I feel like you can find something in common with literally any person on the planet.
And your boyfriend should be there to like guide the conversation as well and like bridge that awkward gap.
Like I think you should ask your boyfriend things about his friends so you have things to talk about.
Yeah. But
like, you can probably find something like common that you can like make it easier to have a conversation with.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think like
but also if you don't like your boyfriend's friends, don't hang around them. Like don't try to force yourself to like them. If you don't, just don't.
Yeah. But I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you have a huge issue with your boyfriend's friends and you feel like their morals are very skewed, like their whole group, I feel like that is a red flag. I'm not saying this girl does or anything. I just think like that is like a telling sign for me a lot of times. Like, you don't have to think everybody's
surround yourself with.
Perfect, but if they're all doing shit, like you think your boyfriend's not doing shit like that when you're not there or like whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
Or like this is for me, like I was never dating this guy or anything, but like this guy like had a huge crush on. I was like, he's so perfect, like whatever. And then like all of his friends did like hella coke and like all of these drugs, and I was like, that's so crazy, like whatever. And it's like you are delusional to think he's not doing that when you're not there. And then I remember one time I like found out he was also doing like a bunch of drugs, and I just like, don't love drugs personally, like whatever. And I remember being like, Girl, all the signs were there. Come
Yeah.
on. You're acting surprised. Like, oh my God.
Like, you already knew.
Yeah.
You just didn't want to admit it.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to Amsterdam I'm going Wednesday, you're going Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited. I've never been. We've said this before, but I always get scared about packing and like, I just,
What do you mean?
like the weather. Cause like, I feel like every city, like 50 degrees means something different. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't want to pack a bunch of shit and have it be like a warm 50. Do you know where it's like I'm packing hella heavy like tights and like jackets and everything. And then I get there and I'm like, I'm hot as fuck the whole time.
Yeah.
But I also hate being cold, especially when you're like walking around a city and stuff.
Just layers.
I guess, but I don't know. I have some outfits. I'm hoping I can just make everything work. That's also the worst. Going on like a winter vacation because everything's so much heavier.
Yeah, it takes up
And
all
it takes
room.
your suitcase like, oh my God. Going on a summer vacation, you could pack 500,000 outfits and little bikinis and
You're
stuff
fine.
and you're golden. But yeah.
Very different vibes.
But I'm excited. Are you checking the bag? You're not, right?
No, I'm checking a bag.
Oh, well, you said you weren't the other day.
What did I
You're like,
say?
I'm going to be there for 48 hours and bringing a carry-on.
Well, then I was like, oh, it's winter. Like, I need to
Yeah.
check a bag.
Yeah.
So I will be checking a bag.
But
But also, like, me and Kevin always share a bag.
the whole thing,
Like, we just bring one check bag and my carry-on.
I would never share a check bag.
Just, like, less to carry.
I need that whole thing. I'm still going to.
But you're also a poor packer. Like, I'm, like, a packing cube, like, good
That's not going to
packer.
make it weigh any less. Like, for me, it's about the weight. Like, it doesn't matter, like, how much like, whatever. Like, the packing cubes make no difference in the weight. Like, I'm going to be over the weight limit every time without doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because I just bring too much. Like, my biggest thing, like, on the planet is not liking my outfit. If I don't like my outfit, like, I'm a miserable person. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't feel good. And it's like, I never want to be on a vacation where you're like, fuck, like, I'm going to this dinner and I have nothing to fucking wear and you feel, like, miserable about it. You're like all day, you're like, I need to go shopping. I need to go to a store. Like, I hate that feeling. I want to be prepared. Like, I know this outfit's going to fucking slay. I have, like, I'm prepared for dinner. I haven't prepared for this. And you just never know what you're going to get into because I hate when it's, like, something's not planned and then it's like, oh, we're actually going to go to this. And you're like, I kind of have an outfit. So I just like to overpack hella. It's like I will be using all 50 pounds that I have every time. Bring your own fucking suitcase.
It's so valid. Have a great week, guys.
Love you. Bye.